Good morning, students. Welcome back to Atmiya Green School. So, students, as we are here on our past chapter 4. So, yesterday we learned about. Let's revise. Let's recapitulate what we have learned. It was a chapter 4 that says what books and burials tells us about. We have learned about one of the oldest books in the world, that is Rig Veda, Samveda, Yajur Veda and Atharveda. We found out that the Rig Veda is the oldest composed book, that is around 3500 years ago. It consists of various hymns. Then we learned about how historians study the Rig Veda. We learned about manuscripts. We learned about cattle, horses, chariots and words to describe the people. Now we are here on Silent Sentinels, the story of megaliths. Look at the illustration on the next page. Let's see the illustration. You can see the illustration on your screen on your very left hand side corner. Now see. The stone boulders are known as megaliths. These were carefully arranged by people and were used to mark burial sites. So what happened? This kind of stone boulders were known as megaliths. Basically, megaliths का मतलब होता है that is big stones. Okay. These were carefully arranged by people and were used to mark the burial sites. Burial sites, which means that when a person dies, they used to bury them down inside the land, and they arrange the stones around the burial somewhat like this so that they can identify the burial easily. These were carefully arranged by the people and were used to mark the burial sites. The practice of erecting megaliths began about 3000 years ago and was prevalent throughout the Deccan, that is South India, in the northeast and Kashmir. Important megalith sites are shown on map 2, that is on page number 13. While some megaliths can be seen on the surface, other megaliths and burials are found underground. So students, we can see that there are some megaliths which are visible or which can be seen on the surface, and all such megaliths are even present under the ground. Okay. Sometimes archaeologists find a circle of stone boulders or a single large stone standing on the ground. These are the only indicators that their burials are beneath. So, sometimes they found stone boulders, or sometimes they found a single rock, and these are the signs which shows that there is a burial beneath. There were several things that people did to make megaliths. We have made a list here. Try and arrange them in a correct order. Digging pits in the earth. So what they used to do? They used to dig pits in the earth. Transporting stones, breaking boulders, placing stones in the position, find suitable stone, shaping stones, and burying the dead. All these burials have some common features. Generally, the dead were buried with the distinctive pots, which are called black and red ware. Also found are tools, weapons of iron, and sometimes skeletons of horses, horse equipments, and ornaments of stone and gold. So what are the common features of the burials? They usually have black and red color ware. Also, they were found with the tools and weapons along with them, and even sometimes ornaments along with them. Was iron used in Harappan civilization? Iron equipment found from a megalith burial left up, that is horse equipment left below is axis and below is a dagger. So here you can see those pictures. Finding out about the social differences. Archaeologists think that the objects found with the skeleton probably belong to the dead person. Of course, so whatever objects which are found with the dead person belongs to that particular person itself. Skeleton probably belong to the dead person. Sometimes more objects are found in one grave than in another. कभी कभार क्या होता है कि एक से ज़्यादा चीज़ें मिलती है. ठीक है. Now, find Brahmagiri on map 2. Here, one skeleton was buried with 33 gold bits and 2 stone bits, 4 copper bangles, and 1 couch shell. So, there was a skeleton which was buried with around 33 gold bits, 2 stone bits, 4 copper bangles, and 1 conch of shell. Other skeletons have only few pots, whereas other skeletons have only few pots. This find suggests that there was some difference in the status among the people who were buried, and this shows that they belong to the different social classes of the society, because some might be rich and some might be poor. Therefore, people who are rich were found with the many things with them in the grave, whereas some of them found out with a few things in the grave. Okay. Now, this find suggests that there was some difference in the status among the people who were buried. Some were rich, other poor, some chiefs and other followers. Yes, some might be rich, some might be poor, some might be the chiefs and some might be the followers. Were some burial spots meant for certain families? Do some burial spots only belong to certain families, students? Sometimes megaliths contain more than one skeleton. So what happened? Sometimes those megaliths have more than one person. This indicates that people perhaps belonging to the same family were buried in the same place, though not at the same time. Of course, look students, if person belong to the same family, they were buried at the same place. Of course, not at the same time, at the different times, but they were buried with their family members only. The bodies of those who died later were brought into the grave through the potholes. And how they used to bring the body into the grave through the potholes. Stone circles or boulders placed on the surface probably served as signpost. And how they used to get to know that these are their people by the boulders and the stones which were kept around. Basically, they were working as a signpost to find the burial site, so that people could return to the same place wherever they want. Due to those boulders and stones and those signs which they have kept to identify their grave, they help them to identify and help them to recognize their family members' burial. A special burial at Inamgaon. Okay, so there is a special burial in Inamgaon. Find Inamgaon on map 2. It is a site on the river God, a tributary of the Bhima. It was occupied between 3600 and 2700 years ago. Here, adults were generally buried in the ground, laid out straight with the head towards the north. Okay, it is a site on the river God. It is where it is located. It is located near the site river God. What is river God? It is basically tributary of a Bhima. It was occupied about 3600 years and 2700 years ago. Here, adults were generally buried in the ground. Over here, adults were buried inside the ground, laid out straight with the head towards the north. So, their head was towards the north. Sometimes burials were within the houses. Vessels that probably contained food and water were placed with the dead. So, students, how they used to bury? They used to bury out straight and head towards the north, and sometimes even those burials were within inside the houses, and they used to keep food and water along with the dead body. One man was found buried in a large 4-legged clay jar in the courtyard of a 5-roomed house. So, look students, there was a 4-light clay jar in the courtyard of a 5-roomed house, one of the largest house of the society of the site. In the center of the settlement, this house also had a granary. Granary is basically a storehouse, or that it was a skeleton of a little girl or of a little child. However, there are no major difference in the bones of a girl and a boy. Can we make out whether a skeleton was that of a man or a woman? Sometimes people decide on the basis of what is found in the skeleton. For instance, if a skeleton is found with the jewelry, it is sometimes thought to be a woman. Of course, if a skeleton is found out with the jewelry, they recognize it as a woman. However, there are problems with this often because man also wore the ornaments, because those chiefs and those kings and also wear the ornaments, so that used to be confusion. A better way of figuring out the sex of skeleton is to look at the bone structure. The hip or the pelvic area of a woman is generally larger to enable childbearing. So, usually a woman have a larger pelvic area to bear a child. Therefore, it was easy to recognize a skeleton of a woman. This distribution are based on modern skeletal study. About 2000 years ago, there was a famous physician named Charaka who wrote a book on a medicine known as Charaka Samiti. Yes, there was a famous magician whose name was Charaka. He wrote a book, Charaka Samiti. There he states that the human body has 360 bones, and in that book he stated that human body has 360 bones, and this is much larger number than 200 bones that are recognized in the modern anatomy. In a modern anatomy, in a modern medicine, we recognize as a 200 bones, but he says that no, there were 360 bones. Charka arrived at this figure by counting the teeth, joints and cartilage, because he even counted the teeth, joint and cartilage. How do you think he found out about the human body in such great detail? By studying them. Now we have occupation of Inam Gaon. What was the occupation? What work they used to do? What was the basic work they had? Archaeologists have found seeds of wheat, barley, rice, pulses, millets, peas and sesame. Bones of a number of animals, many bearing cut marks that shows they have been used as food, have also been found. This includes cattle, buffalo, goat, sheep, dog, horse, hares, pigs, sambar, spotted deer, black buck, antelope, hare and mongoose. Beside birds, crocodile, turtle, crab and fish. There is evidence that fruits such as bear, amla, jamun, dates and a variety of berries were collected. So students, there were many grains found out, as well as there were cut marks on the animal's body, which shows that they might be have eaten as food. And there were even many fruits have been found out. So this shows that that they used to grow the grains, and they work as a farmers. They have worked as a hunters, and they might even have the orchards. Orchards means basically a place where they grow fruits and flowers. Uses evidence to list the possible occupation of the people at Inam Gaon. So this is all the possible occupation. Now elsewhere, find China in your atlas. Students, go and find out China in your atlas. Let's see. So students, you can see China over here. This is China. Around 3500 years ago, we find some of the first evidence of writing in China. So this was the first evidence of return of writing in Chinese language. These writings were on animal bones. So where were they found? They were found on the bones of animals. These are called oracle bones. These were called as oracle bones. The writing found on bones of animals were known as oracle bones because they were used to predict the future. Why they were known as oracle bone? Because they were basically used to predict the future. Kings got scripts to write questions on the bones. Would they win battle? Would the harvest be good? Would they have sons? So those kings who were the major leaders, they used to write the question like would they win the battle, or will this year be a good harvest, or will they have sons or not. All such questions are being written on those bones. The bones were then put into the fire and they cracked because of the heat. So what happened, they used to keep those bones into the fire and that cracks up into the heat. Then fortune tellers studied these cracks and tried to predict the future. As you may expect, they also sometimes made mistakes. These kings lived in the palaces in cities. They amassed vast quantities of wealth, including large elaborately decorated bronze vessels. However, they did not know the use of iron. So they used to heat up those bones, and the fortune tellers helped them to predict the future. Okay, now this king lived in the palaces in the cities, and they have a very huge wealth, and these were included includingly large elaborately decorated bronze vessels. They have a huge vessels of bronze which were finely decorated. However, they did not know the use of iron. They didn't know that how iron can be used. I hope it is very much clear, students. So here we come to an end with our periodic test 2. Our past, we have already discussed about all the four chapters of our past. Chapter 2, 3 and 4 are going to be part of your PT2. Okay, you have already got the syllabus. You might be knowing that how many chapters are going to be part of the of your examinations. Okay, now today I'll discuss about your subject enrichment for periodic test 2. So for your periodic test 2, for your English subject, you can open page number 84 in your new pathway books. I repeat, you can open page number 84 in your new pathways book, which shows that they have created or they have made mask of animals. They have made mask of animals. So what all you have to do is you have to prepare your own mask made up of animals. You have to wear that mask and click your picture. I'll be giving you Google form. You have to upload over there. Okay, so you have to prepare a mask which is of a animal. Okay, you can see on page number 84, like you can use paper plates, you can use paintbrush, glue and tape, scissors, sticks, another decorative animals. Then you can cut those things and color it, give shapes and size the animals you are going to make out of that. So you have to make, or you have to prepare the mask made up mask of animals. Wear that mask and click the pictures. Okay, this is for your English. Now for social. Now students, as you can see that our past one includes chapter number 2, the on the trail of the earliest people. We have already completed chapter number 3, from gathering to the growing old. Chapter number 4, in the earliest city, and chapter number 5, what books and burials tells us about. So all the 5 chapters have been completed. Okay, all the 5 chapters, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically there are number of chapters are 4, and chapter number 2 to 5 are included in your PT 2. I repeat, chapter number 2 to 5 are included in your PT 2. Now your now your your work for your subject enrichment for social science is okay. So this is your map on page number 13 of your textbook, Our Past. I repeat, this is your map on page number 13 of your book, Our Past. You had to make you had to buy a map and show some important archaeological sites just the way it is shown in this book. Okay, you have to exactly do the same in the map. You have to exactly do the same in the map. You have to prepare the index as shown over here. Like this, you have to prepare the index. Then you have to mark in different colors as shown over here, different shapes, and a proper marking should be done. Should be exactly like this. I hope I am very much clear to you all. Hold the map in your hand. I repeat, hold the map in your hand, click the picture and upload in the Google form which I will be giving you. Okay, I hope your subject enrichment for periodic test 2 is very much clear. I'll repeat it again. For English, you have to make a mask which shows any animal. For example, let's take example. Look, mask of animal with the paper plate. So look students, these are masks of animals which are made up of paper plates. These are the example. So this is how you have to make a mask made up of paper plates. Look, this is amazing. This one. Prepare something like this. Hold it, click your picture and upload it. I hope it is very much clear to you all. For English, this is the work. For social science, you have on page number 13 of your book, Our Past, you have to prepare a map just like a map given in your textbook. Okay, I hope it is very much clear. Thank you so much, students. Have a very good day. Stay blessed and happy.